What's up, everybody? Dynamite D here. Unfortunately, due to my own stupidity, I deleted the video that I made for tonight's show. So I'm going to have to do a shorter video with a smaller, more controlled voice because I'm an idiot. Forgive me. But let's go ahead and get this thing run down real quick. This is probably going to be my fastest review video in a while. So we're gonna start it out with continuation of the AEW Tag Team Tournament matchup. It's gonna be SCU versus Best Friends. While SCU comes out first, unfortunately, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, unfortunately, they are attacked by the Lucha Bros, and this basically sets up a good and bad story building moment. But yeah, like I said, Christopher Daniels, he gets taken out early, and then Scorpio Sky comes shooting way from the back, no gear on or anything, no plans on being in a match to save his partners and everything, and has to take up and replace CD's spot. So now we're gonna have the SCU team consisting of Scorpio Sky and Frank Kazarian, a hurt Frank Kazarian versus a fresh Best Friends, and you can tell with the way that the match was going that they were sticking the story. But not only the match was good. The match was really good. A great opener. Not I do just because of the way the story was built. I like it about as much as I did with the Young Bucks and Private Party. But as far as in match, like I said, it was a good match. Don't get me wrong, but this is more story than match. Even though the match still had great quality, the story was what took it over. And this was also Scorpio Sky's coming out party. Scorpio Sky wasn't meant to be in the tag tournament. He's meant to, probably use it as an opportunity for him to grow big because honestly, CD, he's already got a singles cred. Frank Kazarian has a singles cred. Scorpio Sky being the young boy out of the group, I'm gonna call him the young boy. He's the one that needs to come up and get his stock raised up because honestly, he is a future champion in the making, a single solo champion. But match goes in. Best Friends, obviously they want to be sympathetic, but they also know what's at stake. So they're not taking it easy on SCU, and they're in it to win it, and they are dominating the majority of the match. But the big game changer was Scorpio Sky, because when Scorpio Sky came in, that's when the tone would shift. And even whenever he was taken down a notch, he still managed to come back and help prevent Best Friends from getting the win. Honestly, I'm gonna rank that match an A minus. No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna give it a solid A. See, this is what I've been bouncing about because obviously with the format that I'm using to grade, it makes it a bit more difficult. But I have to praise it. And honestly, with the way the whole show was for the whole night, I'm not gonna deny it was an A plus. That's right. This is A plus on story. No, I'm sorry. That's why I give it a grade. The story hurts it and gives it a bonus. So instead of giving it an A plus, I'm just gonna have to give it a solid A. I'm sorry. I know, but you'll live. We'll get over it. Following this, we have a moment that I didn't expect because I didn't think that AEW really had enhancement talent, or I wasn't expecting. I guess that's doing expect because it does make sense. They can't just go through letting the entire roster get weight, but they have enhancement talents. A couple of locals, like a dude named Alexander Riley and John Silver, who I remember because I'm thinking Long John Silver every time I heard his name. But they come out and they're basically going to be sacrifices for PNP, Pride and Power, which is what I want to call them, which would be Santana and Ortiz. Obviously, Puerto Rican Pride was heavy with those, as it is when it comes to LAX. Shout out to the Puerto Ricans, Boricuas, but that's not the point. They come out and they do their job. They go in, squash him, look good. You also get to understand how the character dynamic works with Santana and Ortiz. Santana, he's the hard hitter. He's the nigga that if you don't knock him out, he'll knock you out on your ass. And Ortiz is just unhinged and fun and loose, but also funny as fuck. Funniest point being when he literally just like pulls off his gloves and he's just like, ah, and he just poses up like this. That shit's twice. I laugh my ass off. But they come in and get the job done. Afterwards, they get a decent but slightly too long little promo pump up from Le Champion Chris Jericho, but that's whatever. But with this promo, we also get Le Challenge to the Young Bucks for full gear. I want to say they'll be accepted, so we're going to get the Young Bucks versus Santana Ortiz. I honestly think that this is another match that the Bucks will need to use, but we're going to talk about that later on. So next we're gonna go to, actually following that, we had a hype package for Cody, basically building a narrative for Cody and where he is and what's going to happen. I personally loved it. I enjoyed it, but this leads to the question I've been saying this whole time: do I want Jericho to lose his title anytime soon? I don't. I think that as the inaugural champion, he needs to have a healthy first reign to, give this title some prestige, to make people have to really fight for it. But that's something that just is going to take time and effort to see. I do feel that the way AEW is presenting its product is coming off nicely. Everybody is accepting it, Chris Jericho as champion. Everybody is behind Riho with the way the tag team tournament is looking. Obviously, I have an idea where it's going to turn out, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure most people will be fine with it because we are getting good in-ring work and we are getting storytelling. That is going to have a nice payoff. Even the regular weekly shows, you're getting good quality matches. So, with that said, I think that I have faith in what they're going to do with the build for Omega versus Jericho or Darby, because they do have a championship match tonight. But it's fine, whatever. We'll get to that point when we get to it. So the next match we're gonna have our women's AEW championship match, Riho versus Dr. Britt Baker. Now then, going into this, we have Riho. She is loved by the fans. Everybody is chanting her name. It's great to see that the crowd is behind Riho. They believe in Riho as champion, and she gets this love, being a Joshi, being so small, but still, they are behind her. I love her. I am enjoying her reign as champion. And then also I enjoy how they're actually working these matches out. I'm saying this because AEW, it's not the freshest or the smoothest product out there right now. There are better. I'm going to be honest. They still have hurts and stumbles, probably with just a lot of these people needing to get to know each other, and then usually maybe taking a week to get the stories down and get the setups right. I'm not quite sure. And then also for someone like Riho, it's a definite change from her, but probably not so. I could be thinking a bit too much in it, but basically from the way the match starts out, Riho is underdog. She, even as champion, she underdog. She didn't win the championship as a dominant wrestling force, which I understand. She is the small underdog whose speed, agility, and flexibility is her biggest selling points as champion. As well as her ability to strike out a lot. She does a pretty good job on her hitting. When she gets serious, she freaking goes. You can tell that she studied on some Kenny Omega. But early on, this is Britt Baker's match, especially with the weight advantage. But but give it a little time, and after one nice little hard knock from Britt, Riho picks up the steam. She should start welling, getting in. She's over there maneuvering out and so freaking agile and nimble. And I love the counters that she's pulling off with her pins. A bit too much in my opinion. I don't like too many pin attempts, but it was still a pretty good show. So, but at the end, Britt Baker locks in the lockjaw, which is the name of her finisher. I like that now. That's cool. Also, I'll deal with that. We'll talk about it in a second. Also, Riho, and this is another thing to praise about AEW, because it comes off that the competitors seem to study who they're going against. They know how to counter. I would say you definitely get that from the private party match, where they were able to counteract a lot of what the Young Bucks were about to do, instead of the same rinse repeat cycle of most moves panning out without any actual counters to them. So at first, Riho, she tried to keep her mouth shut, but Britt was able to pry it open. But Riho, being so small and nimble, and probably from probably with her own experience with a lot of other wrestlers bigger than her size, she managed to take the lockjaw, which is like a Rings of Saturn combo with a venerable claw, and then gets Britt into the pin 1, 2, 3. Nice, clean. It doesn't need to be a finisher. It is a understandable roll up, which is something that she was trying to set up all night. She got it done. She won, and then we got a nice little handshake at the end. Good, great. So now Britt Baker, going from this, can focus on B. Priestley, which I'm looking forward to that payoff. Hopefully at Full Gear. Keep this thing going. So now we're gonna go ahead into our next match, which was, I'm sorry, I need to think about it. No, okay, I know what it was. The next match we had was the second quarterfinal match. Now then, the Dark Order have won their buy-in into the tournament. So they already made it through the first round without having to have a competitor. So now they're going to come up going against. They're going against. They're going to go against the winner of this match. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something. So we're going to have Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Brothers. Now then, Jurassic Express is taking a big hit because their big powerhouse is hurt from is dealing with a non-combat injury at the moment. So no Luchasaurus tonight, which it sucks, but it's gonna be okay. So we get Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt versus the Lucha Brothers. Now that I didn't think it was gonna be as even as it was early off, but you know, after some toying around and some disrespectful action from Penta, you know, Marco Stunt says, I ain't gonna take this bullshit, gets this thing going and popping from 0 to 100 real quick, you know, but unfortunately, his little ass starts getting wrecked not too long into the match. Granted, it was a nice affair. It was definitely, this was probably a good showing for Marco more than anything else because it at least shows that he is competent enough to be able to kind of keep up with some of the bigger guys. You know, kind of like a little Spike Dudley. But you know, I feel for him, and I feel like you know if they build his character to become more competent, he doesn't. He understand he doesn't need that either way, but just make him to where you know he's a little bit more slicker, maybe a little bit conniving with how he can pull off these wins. He can definitely be a benefit to the team, especially the speed combination going up against other high flyers. That would definitely make some pretty sweet matches. But when I say they destroy his little ass, oh my God. They abuse him. At one point in time, Penta has him above the head, then goes down to doing one arm, tosses him to Ray, who super kicks him in the head. I mean, Penta at another point hits this man with the meanest soccer kicks to the back of the calf. Oh my Lord. I was not prepared for it. Marco, you po thing. You know, when Jungle Boy came in, it was a high tag, and you thinking like, okay, this might be the moment they might actually pull this over. Note because right into the middle of that hot run, fucking Penta as he's setting up to go ahead and hit a finisher with Marco. Ray comes out, saves Penta, takes out Jack. Then they continue to beat the fuck out of Marco Stunt, and then that's just it. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Lucha Bros win, but it's to be expected. Again, a good match. Also, I did not grade my previous matches. I need to do that accordingly. As far as the Ortiz match in Santana, it's a B. It did its job. B, now I'm not going to give it a plus. It's going to be a regular B. The match with Riho and Britt Baker, I enjoyed immensely. It did its point. It was fine. There was some hurts and some stumbles, but I was still into the match. It was great to see the crowd into the match. I'm going to give that one a B+. This match, for all the fucking crazy good that I saw out of it, I'm sorry, it's an A+. Like it was A+. It was good, nothing bad, and there's actually something to gain from it all around. A+. Next match we're gonna go, and this is a tag heavy episode because we're gonna have Moxley and Pac versus Hangman and Kidney. And from the moment they go in, the moment that everybody is out in the ring, you feel the hatred and animosity. It's just there, and they just go right the fuck at it. I mean, the biggest thing for me to take, the biggest thing away from it is the fact that this showed that every man in this match is on a level playing field. I cannot praise it enough, and I just can't. Oh Lord have mercy. Like honestly, my match of the night, and that's only maybe slightly beating out the main event because the main event was great too. But it only beats out because I love actual building and setting the building blocks for more. So when you give me a match and there's more to come from it, that's gonna get bonus points from me. And this match was not a disappointer. I think that the biggest highlight actually comes to the end with the way it ends because it ends with, you know, Kenny and Moxley. They're already setting up. They both go into the ring. They both pull out weapons. This shit is so intense and so real that even the referee has to be like, nope, I'm out. I'm blind. I don't see none of this. I can't see nothing. He just dips out the fucking ring and lets them do what they do. You know, Moxley gets the advantage and gets Omega on the ground. But then next thing you know, Pac comes out of here, pulls the barbed wire back from out of his hand, takes Kenny's barbed wire broom and tosses it out. He starts getting in Moxley's face, and Moxley basically didn't even care about the bullshit anyway. He just did it because it was a match and it was set up. So what do you get? You get a fuck you and then a motherfucking snap. Dirty deeds. It was a dirty deeds. You get a paradigm shift, you know, when it's nice and elevated. When it hits the sky, that's when you get the Death Rider. You get levels to this shit, in my opinion. Ooh, boy. So that happened. Hangman and Kenny finish him off 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote. Then we're going to get a match next week where it's going to be Moxley versus Pac. This is going to end with one of these motherfuckers getting beaten. This is definitely going to set the tone for where both guys go now, because now they both have an L. Moxley was undefeated and so was Pac, but now not only did Moxley turn on Pac, he cost Pac his undefeated streak, basically fucking with his argument previously about the fact that he should have been in title contention. Wins and losses matter. I will be talking about this in another video because Cody did a interview where he was addressing the whole wins and losses matter situation, as well as talking about himself being in the title match. We'll talk about it. I'll hopefully talk about it tomorrow before it becomes a big thing, but definitely a review that I want to mention. So now we're gonna go to the final match of the night, where it's gonna be Jericho versus Darby Allin for the AEW World Championship. And it's Darby Allin ready to go, half body painted, similar to the feel that I would get when I would see the Demon King Finn Balor, that this is serious, this is meaningful, this is not just some bullshit blow off. You know, and then we get the Painmaker Chris Jericho. The announcers were basically making it seem as though, you know, maybe he was just doing it. Okay, so you think that this pain stuff doesn't mean anything. But to me, the fact that Chris Jericho went to be a Painmaker for this Philly Street Fight match for his championship, his first title defense, meant a lot. And oh my God, this match was phenomenal. Like it wasn't like an in-ring classic, but the way it was built and the way it was building up Darby, and the feel of the crowd behind Darby. Darby Allin is a star in the making. Darby Allin, with his uniqueness, with not his appearance, but his ability, his in-ring performance, his ability to sell, and then the unorthodox way that he wrestles. Oh my God. I loved him. Everybody loved him. Anytime he was coming back on Jericho, we were all behind it. And I'm going to be honest, there were actual moments where I thought he was going to do this. Halfway through the match, after the commercial break, this is the big point, Darby Allin gets his arms tied behind his back. And we think that this is going to be the end and we're just going to see Darby's resilience. No, we don't just see his resilience. We see his ability to adjust. Freaking pulls off a lion salt, a couple of high fly moves where he just runs to the turnbuckle, hits a backflip and twists onto Jericho, and we see he's about to come off for the coffin drop, and I'm like, this is really about to happen. If he would have won, I would have been fine with it, but that's not the case because Jake Hagar came, his punch ass, and knocked him off the top rope before he hit the coffin drop. Oh, the pain I felt for my boy. But at the same time, he lost nothing from this match. This match was great for him. It built him up. We got to see the Painmaker. It was good, just not better than the previous match, but it was still good, and it actually contributes, and we're going to get more from this. So that was the show. The Omega, like I said, the Omega Moxley Page Pac match, that was an A+. Just because of hype, build, and in-ring action. Then I'm gonna give an A+ to A+ is too much, but I'm going to give an A to Darby versus Jericho. A great match, great story build. Darby is a up and coming star who is not falling off because of this L. Oh my God, this was such a great episode. If I was gonna give it my rank, I would literally have to go with this as an A. Hell, even A+. But my slight harkens, the things that really keep me from confidently giving it an A+ would be some decisions with it would just be a couple of problems with some of the decisions. I'll probably address it in another video, but it's really late and I just wanted to make this video real quickly. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. Please, thank you for watching. I'm sorry this is not my traditional thing, but I had to come up with it quick. Y'all have a good one. Don't be no dumbasses. And remember, Dynamite D loves you. And just for the sake of it, I am your Duke of Danger, Deacon of Destruction, Bringer of Doom, Gloom, and everything that goes boom. Your shooter reviewer, Dynamite D, baby. Just because I feel wrong if I don't give it to y'all. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow for NXT. Peace.